Hi everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. I thought that you guys could come along with me this week and spend a few days with me. I've done this video a few times before and I just really like the layout of it. I love getting to spend a good amount of time with you guys. We can talk about like what I'm currently reading, what I just read, what I plan on reading, any other bookish updates, and then yeah, I have a few fun things that I'm doing throughout this week, so I thought I could bring you guys along. Today is Tuesday. I'm on my break for lunch right now at work. Today is my work from home day, so just been working away all morning, taking my lunch break now. It's actually raining outside today, which is pretty nice because this entire weekend it was in the high 70s, so really hot, really nice. Loved it. Love the summer spring vibes, but it's nice to like sit at home today and just like listen to the rain drop because it doesn't really rain a lot where I live, so it's nice to have that as like the ambiance and the background vibe today. But it is Tuesday and I think we'll do this video until like Friday. I had a really busy weekend, and then this upcoming weekend I have my mom in town for Mother's Day, which is very exciting, but I'm not gonna film when she's here, so we'll spend the weekday together. I started a new book yesterday. I'll talk about what I just finished reading in a sec, but I started a new book yesterday. Today there were a few books that were released that maybe I'll go pick up at some point because we are leaving the house to go see a movie later tonight. And then tomorrow and Thursday I have a hot Pilates class booked, so we'll go there. And then Friday, just like a long work day, I actually have like an eye doctor's appointment which I haven't gone to the eye doctor's in a really long time, so it's like much needed. But yeah, kind of a fun week ahead. So what I just finished reading, we'll kind of do like a reading update now to start off this video. What I finished reading this weekend was The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. That is the second book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I really liked it. I ended up rating it a 4 stars, which is also what I rated The Fellowship of the Ring. I'm really enjoying these books. They're not like, I don't know, maybe this is controversial for me because I know that like Lord of the Rings fans are like diehards. They're not like 5-star reads for me, but I'm having a lot of fun. And what we're doing is I'm reading the books and then me and my boyfriend are watching the movies together because it's his favorite movie series. And I really, really like the movies. At least the first movie so far was so good. And the only thing for the books, so again, love them. I think overall it's just a classic like fantasy, world building, adventure, friendship. It's so creative and unique, especially for the time that it was released. It's just a little slow. So like the first 50% of The Two Towers was very, very like dense world building. It took me a while to get through, but then the last 50%, I kind of flew through it. I actually liked because you change perspectives a little bit between characters, and I really enjoyed the last half of the book and that perspective. Not that I didn't enjoy the first half. I do like those characters' perspectives too. It just took me a while to get through. And something about this read too is that I listened to part of it and I also read the physical copy as well. So I kept going back and forth between audio and physical. And the thing about the audiobook was that Andy Serkis narrated it. He is also who narrates and plays Gollum in the movies. And so it was really fun to get to listen to him like act that out. The only qualm I have with it is that he got so into the characters, like in the first half of the book, like so into it. And it's so good. Like I'm not knocking him for this at all. He's incredibly talented, but at some points I couldn't really understand what the characters were saying, so I kept having to turn the audiobook off and like just go and read it later. So that kind of halted my reading listening experience a little bit, because I was like, okay, I don't really know, like because he tried to like voice the orcs and stuff and he got so into it, but literally I could not understand what was happening. So I was like, I need to go read this with my own eyes so that I actually know what everyone is saying and talking about. I don't know. That was my only like kind of mishap with that experience. But overall, I very much enjoyed it. We're going to watch the movie sometime soon. And yeah, I'm excited for it. And I also already have the third book as a physical copy because I thrifted the last 2 books in the series at a used bookstore. So I'll probably read the third and final book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy next month. Give myself some time to like watch the movie, kind of, read some other things in the meantime, because it took me like 2 weeks to 2 weeks to read it, which is a long time for me because it's only like a 300-page book. So It took me a while, but my current read, which I'm super excited about, is a book by Fredrik Backman. It is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. My goal, which I think I talked about this in my previous 2 videos at some point, but my goal is to read every single book by Fredrik Backman this year, just because I've already read the Beartown series. I got the e-arc of his new release that actually comes out today. Spoiler alert, that's a book that I might go pick up today, but it's the My Friends book by him. It's his new release, and I got the e-arc for that, read that book. I've also read Anxious People. The only other books I have not read are this book, Britt Marie Was Here, and A Man Called Ove, A Man Called Ove, which I also have that on my TBR cart. So this was the first one that I'm picking up, though. I'm just really intrigued by the premise of it. Had it on my TBR cart for a minute. I also picked this up at a used bookstore. And yeah, it just sounds really sweet. All of his books have like similar vibes. This book, I'm only a chapter in. I started it last night, but you can already tell that it has like his witty sense of humor in it. And I think I'm gonna really like the dynamic of this child, which is very interesting because I'm not usually a person that loves children in books, unfortunately, but I don't know, I feel like Fredrik Backman just like does dialogue and relationships so unique and just really well overall in his book, so I'm just really excited. It is about Elsa. She is 7, about to turn 8, and from what I know from the back of this book, no spoilers, is that she has a really good relationship with her grandmother, but then her grandmother unfortunately passes away, and she finds these letters that her grandmother had written, and they were essentially apology letters to people in her life that she had wronged. And so now Elsa, I believe, is on this journey to like speak to these people, have conversations with them, kind of figure out more about her grandmother now that she's gone. And yeah, I think Fredrik Backman always has like these deeper meanings in his books and something to pack a punch, and I really think it will. Again, I'm only a chapter in, but I enjoyed the chapter, so I'm going to continue reading this today. Maybe because for my lunch, right after I'm done filming this clip, I'm going to walk on my walking pad as like my workout for the day. Maybe I will read this while I'm walking on my walking pad, but that is my current read. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I don't want this clip to be too rambly, but later today, like I said, we're planning on going to a movie. We're gonna go see Thunderbolts. It's the new Avengers movie that just came out. I wasn't really planning on going to see it, but we have an AMC gift card, randomly enough, and we've just heard really good reviews about it, so we're gonna give that a chance. I'm actually really excited. I love going to the movies. It does give me kind of anxiety going a lot of the times, but I do enjoy a movie theater experience, so excited to go see that. But on the way there, I have to pick up a yoga mat because I am now, like I said, getting into hot Pilates. I downloaded ClassPass, and so I've been using that to go to some Pilates studios around me. And for the hot Pilates class, you have to like have they have mats that you can borrow, but I think after the first time they gave it to me for free. I think after this, I have to start like borrowing, like purchasing it per class, and at this point I'm just gonna go to like a Sierra Outfitters near me and go buy like a travel, like, you know, rolled up yoga mat and like sweat towel like for the mat, you know. So I'm gonna pick that up, but it happens to be right next door to a Barnes and Noble, and I really don't need to buy any more books. However, My Friends by Fredrik Backman, like I just said, came out today, and I have already read the book and I rated it like a 4.5 stars. I really loved it, and I just love Fredrik Backman so much that I think I'm gonna purchase it just to have on my shelves, because at some point I do want to reread it so that I can annotate it myself. And then also Carly Fortune came out with One Golden Summer. I don't really know if I want to purchase that yet, just because I haven't been the biggest fan of her first 3 books. Like I am, but I'm not. Like there are elements of her first 3 books that I really like, but other parts of it that I'm not so much a fan of. We'll see. I'll kind of evaluate when we're at Barnes and Noble. I really don't need to be buying any more books, you know. I just went like during independent bookstore day and bought like 4 or 5 books, so like I don't need any more books. I just want them. Well, you guys will see. You guys will see what I do, but that is my plan for this video. Come along with me for a few days in my life. Oh, now I'm gonna go eat some pizza for my lunch, some leftover pizza, and walk on my walking pad, read a little bit of this book, and then finish up work for the day. I'll see you after that. I've only read 3 chapters of My Grandmother, the book that I'm reading right now by Fredrik, Backman, and what I'm noticing is that Britt Marie is in this book. They're just interconnected. It's not a series, but now I really gotta read the Britt Marie Was Here, or whatever it's called. Was Here, Is Here, Lives Here, something like that. But she's in this book, which is funny. Okay, so we are back from the movies. I think I said we went and saw Thunderbolts, so the new Avengers Marvel movie, and it was really good. I haven't seen like a decent Marvel movie or like TV show in a really long time. Like I think the last one that really left like an impact on me was WandaVision, and that was like right after Endgame. So everything else has kind of just been like okay, or just hasn't really held my attention. But I really liked Thunderbolts. Like I thought it was really, really, really good, and I'm excited for like the next upcoming movies where this cast will be in it. But it was really good. You saw my clip of me in the theater doing my little like what would it be, like a movie theater haul, and I had my cookie dough bites. I just want to say, I need to clarify, cookie dough bites is my go-to movie theater snack. I will get it pretty much every single time. Got a refill of a sody. Like it's a sody pop night, cookie dough bites night, and that's what it was. So that's my update. I don't know if I'll read much more tonight. It's almost like 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna like get ready to go to bed. But can you see it? Also, on our way to the movies, I stopped by Sierra Outfitters to get a yoga mat, which I'll show you in a moment, a hot Pilates towel, and the copy of My Friends that was released today. And the hardcover is actually so cute. I hate hardcovers, but it's really cute. So here's the hardcover. The inside is like this blue painting, and then it's yellow, and it says My Friends from a friend, and then I'm assuming that's Fredrik Backman with a little bird. Cute! And this is my yoga mat. She won't stay down, so she's being weighed down by The Priory of the Orange Tree and A Day of Fall and Night, because they're my biggest books. I guess to kind of reiterate though on the movie, out of like 5, because I think that's technically how you rate movies, it would be like a 4 or 4.5 out of 5. And I think the difference is like, because I don't want to give away too much of the plot, but it's the writing and the dialogue and also the fight sequences. And I feel like there was like such a good like purpose to what this main group of characters were like doing together. Like the other like movies and TV shows I've seen just like almost so pointless to me, and I know that they're not in the grand scheme of things. They just have really seemed so pointless, but this one that seemed to have like such a purpose. And I thought that like when the villain is so like controversial because they're not like wholly bad, I think it brings so much more depth to it, and I think that that's what this movie had that made it stand out from previous Marvel movies that have been released. So that's that. It makes me excited for like this next new wave of Marvel, because hopefully it kind of like goes back to kind of what it used to be like. I don't think it'll ever fully be like what it used to be like, but back to that, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Happy Wednesday. I started filming yesterday. Thought yesterday was Monday because it was technically my Monday to the work week. It's Wednesday. I am starting work. I have to go do work stuff, but I wanted to update you guys because I did end up reading another chapter of My Grandmother Asked You to Tell Me That She's Sorry. It's such a long title for a book, and I am enjoying it. I will say though that because it's from the point of view of a 7-year-old, they have like the 7-year-old and her grandmother have like their own secret language in this made-up world, and it's really cute and sweet. And like I understand like the greater meaning of it all, you know, and I feel like I will continue to understand the greater meaning of it as we, like, I'm only on page like 56 or something. Like as the book continues on, like I have a feeling that like it'll mean more and that more will come out of it.
it's just like kind of silly at times because it'll be for like 3 pages. It'll just be a rant about this like fake world and like what they do in the fake world. And essentially the fake world is like where they go when they're like falling asleep, like between them being awake and in a dream state. And yeah, so they just kind of like ramble about like what they do in this fake world. It's kind of like their escape from reality, of course, which I understand. It's just like they just keep going on these rants, and I'm just like, this isn't really doing anything for me. But it's still cute and sweet, and I'm liking it. But that's where I'm at. I'm hoping to get like 100 pages further into the book today. I do have Pilates later today, and I have to work today, but I want to get to page like 150, just because I've been like not in a reading slump, but Two Towers really took me so long to read, and I've just been so busy that I haven't really been able to like go at my usual like reading pace, you know. So I feel like I'm not in a slump, but just behind my personal likings. It makes it sound like I'm making reading a race. It is not a race. I like to binge books and to sit for long periods of time and like read as many books as possible. I have so many on my TBR cart that I want to get to that, yeah, I don't know. I just want to get to them. But the month of May is really busy, so we'll see. We'll see where I can get. But now I gotta go to Walmart for work to pick up some things, so. And it's cold today. It doesn't always rain here. Like, it almost never really rains here. Like, we'll have like 20-minute storms every now and then, like during this time of year. But it rained all day yesterday, which was nice. But I think it rained a little bit again this morning because the ground is still wet and it's still like overcast, and I like it. It feels nice and it smells really nice outside, but I want to walk to Pilates tonight, and I'm hoping it doesn't continue to rain like all day so that I can walk to Pilates. I am officially home from work. It's like 2:30. I still have to eat my lunch, take my lunch. I'm technically on my lunch right now, but I have to actually eat it. I haven't really eaten it yet. And what else? I'm so tired. I was like falling asleep standing up. I really need to go to bed like earlier today. I'm so tired. Okay. Need to eat my lunch, and then I'm going to finish a couple things up for work, because typically I get off at like 4 o'clock for work, and like I said, it's 2:30, so I need to finish up a couple things for work, send out some emails, and then I'm going to get ready for Pilates. It's not until 5:30, and I'm actually going to have my boyfriend drop me off in front of the studio, because usually I would walk there, but it's been raining all day, so I don't know, it's kind of a far walk. It's like a mile there, a mile back, so I won't have to leave until closer to, and so I'll probably then read in between the time I get off work and hot Pilates. And then, I don't know, did I show you guys the towel I got? I don't think I did. This is like the it was literally labeled hot Pilates towel, and it's like the size of like a mat if you unfold it, but I guess it's for, because I borrowed one at the place last time. It's for like when your body gets sweaty, obviously, from hot Pilates, and you have to like wipe down the mat so you don't slip around it and stuff, and just like, I don't know, I feel like you just sweat a lot during hot Pilates anyway. So this is my mat. I think it's so cute because I got the green mat. It's kind of like emeraldy. I showed you guys yesterday. I don't know how it like picks up on the camera, but it's kind of like an emerald green. Super cute. And then I got this pink towel just because I liked it, but then I needed straps because if I start walking to Pilates this often, I want to have like straps for the mat, you know, so I can just like carry it. It didn't come with straps, so I ordered them off Amazon, and they're supposed to come today, I think. But I think they're like this color, like it's 2 different shades of pink, and I think one of the shades is like this color, but I think it'd be really cute to have like emerald green with pink, like pink straps, pink towel. It really doesn't matter, nobody cares, but I think it's cute. Okay, I'm gonna get changed now, get out of my work clothes, and eat my Chipotle. Here is the official test if the yoga mat is good. I don't know, should I have it flip the other way so that this isn't like up, you know?
You can try.
Like, would that help?
See what that looks like. I'm sure it's like a thing like as you use it,
Yeah, it'll like flatten
it
out.
flattens out. This side looks fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you...
No, I can just use it this way then, yeah, for
It's
today.
cute actually.
No, it is cute.
I like the flowers.
Okay.
Just put it on there. Oh.
These are the flowers. Ah! Okay, it's good.
Okay, things have happened. Things have been happening. So I'm gonna give a little bit of an update. So like you guys saw, when did I last leave off? I think like right before I was leaving to Pilates. I went to Pilates. It kicked my ass. It was so hard today. It was only, so this was my 4th time doing Pilates on ClassPass, but it was my 2nd time doing hot Pilates specifically, and so I had a different instructor than I had last time. And not that she wasn't hard last time, but the guy today was like, it was intense, and there were so many people in there. I feel like it made it hotter because the room was like very full. I did get this clip of me at the end of it. I thought you could see me, but my towel was in the way. But it was of me recovering at the end, and I was literally dying, and I'm kind of glad you can't see my face because it was like beet red afterwards. Thought that it was funny. So went to hot Pilates, came back, had dinner, showered, did the works, and now I've been reading a little bit of My Grandmother Asked You to Tell Me That She's Sorry. I don't know how to shorten this other than to just say My Grandmother Asked. I don't know. Whatever. That's the title of this book, so I'm not gonna shorten it. But anyways, I've been reading it, and like I said, I wanted to get to page like 150 tonight. It's 9 o'clock and I'm on page 106. I think I can get there. It's a pretty fast read. Because I think when I left for Pilates, I was on like page 70. So I'm cooking through it, and the whole, like what I was talking about earlier in regards to like a dream state that her and her grandmother go into, and this like fantasy world that they talk about a lot, it's starting to make a lot more sense. I think that there is a lot of deeper meaning, no spoilers, but like I think there's just deeper meaning in what her grandmother, like the stories that she was telling her with this fantasy world, because obviously it's fantasy elements, like they're just making up stuff, telling each other stories. But I think that her grandmother had a lot of real world aspects that she was building into this story for her granddaughter to find out later on in her life, you know, that they were real to some degree, or that it happened to some degree, but obviously just not to the extent of like a fantasy in the fantasy realm. If that makes any sense. I don't want to spoil it, but it's very, very good. I should have paid it. Like, I need to start paying more attention to the fantasy talk. It's just hard sometimes because it's like written obviously in the point of view of like an 8-year-old. So it's not the most like eloquent, like, not that it's not eloquent writing. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just, it gets a lot. It gets to be a lot because I'm like, wait, do I need to know like all this fantasy lore that this like 8-year-old is like imagining in her head? You know what I mean? But I think I do. I think it really does matter, and it's very heartwarming, and I am enjoying it, but it's also really sad. Like, you know, the whole grandmother dying, our main character girl, one of the reasons that they go into this fantasy world so often and that she's so close to her grandmother is because she gets heavily bullied at school, and it's very, very, very sad. Yeah, so that part is sad. I wouldn't say that it's like a sad book, but I mean, there was like a whole chapter of her just getting bullied by these kids, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this poor girl, like literally somebody help her. But whatever, I'm starting to like get to the point now where I'm like, ooh, I gotta see what's gonna happen next. Like what does that mean? And I feel like in Fredrik Backman's books too, I think I've said this in like past videos, but I feel like in his books he does really good like subtle twists or subtle like plot twists, you know, twist stories where they're not like these crazy plot twists, but it's like something you weren't really expecting. Like the person that he mentioned like chapters ago is connected to this other thing that they were talking about, and like it makes sense, but you just wouldn't have guessed that it was a whole thing. So he's kind of starting to weave that into the story as well, which I'm very eager to see where he takes it. But yeah, I'm gonna try to still get to page like around 150 tonight. I'm getting tired. Like I think I said it's like 9 o'clock, it's 9:15, and I said earlier that I bought the one like yoga mat straps on Amazon yesterday. They said they would get here today. They have been out for delivery all day. They are still out for delivery. I just checked this status order and it says like if you like look on like the little maps, I'm not gonna show because it has my address on here, but you know, like when you click on like where your order is on Amazon, it says it's 5 stops away right now. I'm like, they're still out delivering? Like, girl, just bring it tomorrow. It's kind of crazy. I'm like, wow, you've been out all day. I'm excited for it though. I really did like the new mat that I got. I thought it worked really well, and then I liked the towel, hot Pilates towel mat that I also got. I thought they were really cute together. Again, I was dying in there. It was so hot. Obviously, it's hot Pilates, but oh my god, it was so hot. Well, this is like the further, also another like side note about this book. Another reason why I'm really getting into this book though too is because we keep seeing more glimpses of Britt Marie, who is the neighbor to our main character Elsa, the little girl, and she just has such an interesting like aura about her, Britt Marie. She's a very interesting character, and so I really do want to read his book. I need to look up what the name of it is. I think it's Britt Marie Lives Here. Oh my god, my package just got here. My package is here. Okay, well, I'm not wearing pants right now, so I gotta put on pants. And my camera storage was full, but like I was saying, I have to put on pants and go get my package. But the book is called Britt Marie Was Here, and the reason why I am so intrigued is because of the way her character acts in this book. I'm like, that is so interesting to me that he would write a full novel about this character, but I feel like there is so much room for like a character arc and like growth for this person, and also just more backstory of why she is the way she is. And when I was looking up this book to see, because in the first chapter Britt Marie is mentioned, so I googled it to make sure that like I didn't have to read it in a specific order, and it's just like interconnected. Like the characters just exist in the same universe, but there's no specific, they're both standalones. Like you don't have to read them in any order, but it was saying like if you wanted to have a better understanding of Britt Marie, you could read it before, but then I saw a lot of people saying that they just read it after and they really enjoyed it that way. And because I don't have Britt Marie Was Here with me, I'm obviously just starting this book first, but I am so interested to read that because I am like, why? Like she's just kind of like, she's kind of mean and she's really weird. So I don't know, I don't have a good like, I'm not getting a good vibe check from her, if you know what I mean. So very intrigued with the idea of having a whole novel written about Britt Marie at this point in time. But I think those are my only updates for tonight. I'll let you guys know if I get to page 150. That is the goal. I was really wanting to finish this book by the end of this video by Friday because my mom comes into town, so I won't be doing too much reading this weekend either. But I have a really busy day at work tomorrow, and then I also have hot Pilates again tomorrow. Ugh. And then Friday I have like an eye appointment. I'm busy, so we'll see. It's a pretty fast read, but I might not finish it in this video. Who knows? I need to also, I feel like I'm just rambling about like everything right now. I need to fill out my reading journal. I haven't done that in so long, and I need to like, oh my gosh, I wonder if I could get this as like an audiobook so that I can like listen to it on my walk to Pilates, because I'm walking to Pilates tomorrow. It's not raining. I can listen to it on my walk, and then I can also listen to it when I, what am I saying? Do my reading journal. Where am I going? Libby. My grandmother, there we go. Oh, it's on hold. How long? What's the hold time? 0 of 15 available, 1 hold on each copy. Should I still like put a hold on it just in case like it becomes available? I'm going to. It's only 11-hour audiobook. It's really not that long. Okay, I placed my hold on it, so we'll see. I doubt I'm gonna get it by tomorrow, but that would be cool. That would be fun. Cheers. Cheers to Wednesday. Oh my god. Okay, goodbye. Good morning. So, gotta head out for work in a moment, but I'm gonna have my breakfast, which is just some yogurt, Greek yogurt, blueberries, granola, you know the drill. I'm gonna get coffee when I'm out. My go-to coffee places, my cat is freaking out. My go-to coffee places are usually like Dutch Bros and Dunkin', just because they're so convenient and easy during the weekdays. I typically try to go to like a local coffee shop like on the weekends and like try new places and stuff. But unless like during the week I'm like working from the coffee shop, it's just not convenient in the city to like go to these places like during work. So go-to is Dunkin' and Dutch Bros. I typically get a kicker, an iced kicker, and add like another shot of espresso so that it's not like super milky. And then from Dunkin' I just get like an iced vanilla latte, but I'm gonna try a latte with blueberry shots and then butter pecan shots, because I keep seeing everywhere that everyone loves that. So I really want to try it for like the summertime, but if anyone wanted to know. It is also like a gorgeous day out already, so I'm really excited to walk to Pilates later and do that so I can get some steps in, be outside. It's not raining anymore. The only thing is, like I said last night, I really want to update my reading journal because I have not for April. I think the last time I did it was March. I didn't even finish coloring it or anything for March, so I needed to do that. But my mom comes into town tomorrow and we need to clean, so I don't know if we'll get that done. Decisions. I did make it to page 148 last night. That was the end of the chapter, so I pretty much met my goal. I did. I met my goal. I wanted to get to like page 150. And it's so sweet so far. It's so heartwarming. Like if you've ever been close to a grandparent, this is like a whole other level of like being close to a grandparent. And my grandmother asked me to tell you that she's sorry. It's like a whole other just like closeness that they have, I feel. But it's very sweet, and there are just so many like quotes. I think I filmed a quote earlier in here that was just talking about like your grandparent being on your team your whole life, and that's just what it feels like. It just feels like, you know, you have like this constant support system and constant person by you, and that's kind of like what Elsa's dealing with right now, is like fulfilling this mission that she has been given by her grandmother, but also like grieving her, and just like there's a lot of emotions that she's like expressing and starting to like kind of talk through, because she's angry, she's sad, there's a lot going on, so I'm really enjoying it so far. Okay, I don't really want to eat on camera, so I'm gonna go eat this and then I'm gonna head out for work. Cheers to Thursday. Medium iced kicker with half of the ounce of Irish cream, or just like half of whatever they typically put in the Irish cream. Medium iced kicker, half of what they put of the Irish cream. I don't know the actual ounceage, so. I just dropped the sticker in between the car, the seat, fucking middle console. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna have to get that later. It is a gorgeous day out. It is so hot. I'm gonna turn up the AC more after I'm done filming this clip, but I had like a morning-ish, mid-morning-ish type of like
office event that I did. It was successful, and then I just drove to another office, and the person that I was going to meet with. Did you guys hear that? Oh my god, embarrassing. I drove to my next office to have a meeting with someone, and they were unfortunately called in to help out another office today, so I can't do that. So I'm going to take my lunch a little bit earlier than I expected, and I'm going to go to Old Navy because I'm starting hot Pilates and I want more like workout like tank tops to wear just because I sweat so much. So I'm going to see if they have any of those, go home and finish up a couple of other things that I can catch up on for work now that I have a minute to do that. But I don't know, that's the update. I also have a story, and it's not my soda of choice. My soda of choice would be a Diet Coke, a Cherry Coke, but you know, I thought I'd mix it up a little bit because I have Diet Coke at home, so I was like, oh, well, it's fine, it's fine. I prefer Sprite if we're gonna get into like the lighter soda options. Okay, here we go. Fun fact: one time I came to this old lady and I thought I was being sex trafficked, so I like ran to my car because this lady was like talking to me, but she was being like overly nice. And it was like strange. It was like strange conversation to be having inside of an old lady. So I like bought my stuff still, and then I like sprinted to my car. This would be for work, but I don't know, it just like feels thin. It's a cute color. I like the color. They fit, but they don't fit. Okay, I did not get sex trafficked this time, but traffic was really bad on the way home. So it is now just after working hours. I just finished up a few things, and I'm gonna show you guys my little Old Navy haul. I got more than I intended as per usual. However, I have been needing like new workout clothes because when you wear workout clothes so many times and you sweat in them, they just get a little gross. And now that I'm going to workout classes and like I'm gonna be walking there and it's summertime, I wanted to get something comfortable but also like, you know, like still like flowy. So like shorts, tank tops, whatever that will help me breathe a little. So that's what I got. They were also having sales, so like I didn't pay full price for any of these, which is nice. I feel like Old Navy always has sales. If you guys do not, I feel like it's kind of slept on. I feel like recently a lot more people have been shopping at Old Navy, but I feel like for a while there it was being slept on. Now they've come out with some pretty great things, and I go shopping there for like my work clothes and my working out clothes. So I got this, starting off, I got this like black tank top. It has like a razor back and it's pretty like light, thin material. I also put in clips earlier of me trying some of these on in the try on room. Got it in a size medium, and this is from there. It's called the Fluid Seamless Top Go Dry, if you guys wanted to look it up online. I also got the same tank top in white because I don't have any like white workout tank tops, so I thought that would be nice. And then I got this ribbed purple workout tank top. It's like tight fit, which is great. I always struggle with workout tank tops and sports bras because I do have like a bigger chest, but I'm like smaller everywhere else, and so it's really hard to find something that like fits everywhere. I thought this was pretty decent though. I don't know what this line is from though. I'm not seeing it anywhere on here. Oh no, I don't see like what, oh, it just says Old Navy Active, so I guess just their regular like workout line, but ribbed purple top if you're looking. And then the last tank top that I got, it's like, I can't tell, it's like a dark blue, like a navy gray. Is that a color? Like a navy gray. I got it in a size large just because I tried on the medium. It was a little too tight like in the shoulders right here, because of how it's like, because it's supposed to be like a high neck top, you know? So it was a little tight in the shoulder, so I sized up in it. And I believe this is also, no, this one had its own name too. Hold on. I'm so bad at this. I don't know. This one has padding though inside of it, and I will be taking that out because I do not enjoy padding. Does anyone? Let me know if you enjoy padding in your workout clothes. That's crazy. Oh my god, it's right here. Literally just says Old Navy Active too. Studio Smooth. That was what it was being advertised as throughout the active section, was Studio Smooth. And it feels smooth. It's like that buttery feel, you know? And then I got matching biker shorts to that top. So again, like the blue gray Studio Smooth. They have like pockets. I know not everyone's the fan of the pockets, but I love the pockets because I'm always like carrying my phone, my headphones, something like chapstick. I always put chapstick in there. And then I got the same biker shorts in this like periwinkle. It looks really white, but it's like a periwinkle, and they are called the High Rise Bike Short 6-inch inseam Power Soft. So typically I go for a little bit of a shorter inseam because I just got these other biker shorts that are like black and, you know, crossed at the waist. Is that like an A-line or just like a, you know, crossed in the front, because I think that's really flattering on me. I got like a black pair of those on Amazon. I typically go for the 4-inch seam, which is what I got those in, but these ones weren't that bad and I just need biker shorts anyways. I'm like gonna throw away all my other ones because I've had them for years and they're gross. But that was my little haul. Hope you guys enjoyed. And in the clips, I tried this pair on in a small, and it was really like awkward because it like kind of fit, but it didn't. Medium fits way better. So that's why I looked disgusted in the clips, was because it didn't really fit. But now I have, let's see, okay, it's like 4 o'clock, so I have an hour and a half until Pilates, but I'm gonna walk there, so it's gonna be like a 20-minute walk. So I should leave around like 5 so that I get there in time. I'll probably just change and then eat a little bit of something and read until then. Yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna eat something, read, go to Pilates.
That was the most I've ever sweat in my entire life, I swear to God. And it was really hard. And now I've had like about almost a mile to like think about my life a little bit, reevaluate what I'm doing. And it was interesting because I had to walk by the baseball park and there was a game today, so everyone was leaving. And this half-naked girl that was just sweating her ass off, like, can barely walk. They're probably like, oh my God, is she okay? No. To make it better, my Apple Watch died in the middle of my walk home. And not that it didn't happen, but I'm the type of person where, like, if the workout is not recorded, it didn't happen.
Everywhere. Ooh, okay, good morning, happy Friday. I am feeling much better than I was last night. I was going through it after the hot Pilates workout. It was a good workout. I just could not believe how incredibly sweaty I got. And then everything on my way home, like my right AirPod keeps going out, so it went out, and so which I should only be walking with one AirPod in anyways, like it's really not that big of a deal, but I had to put that away. I was carrying so much shit. And then when I was walking on under the bridge, I realized that my Apple Watch died, and so I was like, dang it, I'm not gonna get all of my steps calculated, which isn't that big of a deal because when I got home I realized I had already walked 10,000 steps anyway, so I was like, okay, that's fine. Showered, ate dinner, felt better, read a little bit more of the book. I made it to my goal last night. I wanted to get to page 230, and I did. And then I was like, oh, I never got I already checked my Libby account, and it still said like about 2 weeks for the audiobook of My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. And I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna get it. So I didn't have time to really clean last night or do my reading journal specifically. So I was like, whatever, I just won't do it. But then when I was laying in bed last night about to go to bed, about to go to sleep, I got this notification
that it was ready for me at the library, which is great. I have a full day of work ahead of me. It is 6:30 in the morning. I'm trying to wake up here. But I'm going to just listen to this throughout the day. I have an event this morning for work, but then I'm coming back home to get some like emails done, some admin stuff done, take my lunch, have another meeting, and then I have to go out for another meeting later today. So like when I'm driving and just kind of sitting around for my lunch, I'm gonna go walk to the store to get my mom a Mother's Day card. I'll listen to it, so hopefully I'll get further into the book. On page 230, and it says that's about like 61%, which is great. My thoughts so far, now that I'm further along into the book, I do really like it. I think it's super sweet. I think something that I'm not totally enjoying about it is, again, I keep reiterating this like fantasy world that they keep talking about. It makes complete sense because it is from the point of view of an 8-year-old, and this is like the world that she came up with her grandmother. Like I've told you guys, I just like, sometimes I just get lost and a little, not confused, but they just start rambling on about all this fake stuff, and then I'm kind of like, and then they like bring it back up later, and I'm like, oh, I don't really remember what we were talking about, because I kind of like space out during it, because I don't know, it's just like a bunch of, I don't think they're fake words, I'm pretty sure it's a real language, but it just like doesn't make sense to me. Like I'm just like, what? I don't know. I just get lost when they start talking about the fake world and these fake adventures. However, I do really like when they wrap it up, when Fredrik Backman like wraps it up at the end of a chapter or like later on in the story, because a lot of it will come back to kind of tie into the real world or like their situation, which I think is cool. I just think we'd like maybe spend too much time talking about this fake world, and I'm kind of like, I've also never read a book from the point of view of like a child before, and I did not think I would enjoy it as much as I am. I didn't realize that the entire book, I guess, was from the point of view of this 8-year-old, and it's very sweet, and I think it helps that the 8-year-old is like really mature for her age. So it's really funny, it's witty, there's a lot of just like cute adventures, and I do like that aspect. It's not cringy at all by any means. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't think it'll be my most highly rated Fredrik Backman book, but I don't know, he always has some type of like moral of the story in his novels, and something to like wrap it up, some, you know, just point of like why he's writing this story, and something to like take away, that the reader can take away for their real life. His books are always about like relationships, complicated relationships, and this definitely has quite a few of them for just this sweet little 8-year-old. So I'm already seeing some character growth within some of these characters that live in this building with the 8-year-old. I think my only concern though is for the well-being of this 8-year-old. She keeps like running off by herself, and I'm like, girly, I hope you're okay. I don't know, I'm trying to remember myself at 8 years old, and I'm like, that would never. Oh my god, my mom and dad would have died if I was like running around like this at 8. I would have died. I would have been like, what? Wild. Wow. Okay, I start work in about 20 minutes, so maybe I'll start picking up where I left off from the physical book onto the audiobook, see how that sounds. I'm actually intrigued to see like who voices the audiobook, what it sounds like. I've actually never listened to an audiobook for like a Fredrik Backman book before either, so we'll see. We'll see where we get. Okay, so I'm just about to get off of my lunch. I've been listening to the audiobook of my grandmother on Libby, and I've listened to like 4 chapters. It's really fast. I'm like 76% of the way through, so I could finish it today because there's like 2.5 hours left of the audiobook. So I got to get back to work in a moment. My lunch is just about over, but I do have to drive to another location. I have to drive to pick up my mom from the airport later tonight, so I should be able to finish it today actually, and then I'll give like my full overall rating of it.
crazy. Can you guys see them? Can you see them? I can't see anything like super close. Now I can see them.
I got some book mail. I can't really see though, so hopefully I recognize the cover. I do. Never Been Shipped by Alicia Thompson. She also wrote, oh my god, it keeps getting smaller and I can't read it. She also wrote Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I'll just show you guys. This is from Berkeley Romance. Thank you, Berkeley Romance, for the free book. I can't read at all what it's about, so I'll tell you guys later, but this is actually a really cute cover. Wait. Oh no! Wait, what happened? Oh my gosh, some of the pages are in half. Oh no, what do I do? I don't know. Do you guys know what to do? The pages they got printed in half. Not like in half, but like a part of it got cut off at the bottom. Wait, that's so weird. I can't read to tell though if it like stopped. Oh no. That's so sad. Do you see this?
Yeah.
I'm like, is it just my eyes?
That's weird.
Oh no. Okay, well the cover's still really cute. I'll let you guys know what it's about later. I don't know right now, but okay, there we go. Okay. So, I gotta go pick up my mom soon and then we're gonna go have dinner. But good news is that I'm not gonna end the vlog today. Good news, she's dead. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna end the vlog today because I want to give you guys my review of My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, and I am not going to finish it today, but I'm very, very close. I have 2 hours left of the audiobook. I'm on chapter 29, page 300 exactly, so I have like 50 pages left. So I'll for sure finish it tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to Buc-ee's and we're gonna go putt-putt golf, like mini golf. So there are still like fun things to be done, but I want to give you guys my like overall thoughts and feelings about the book. Because this vlog, sorry, I think I'm like having like allergies right now. Because this is supposed to be a type of reading vlog, so I feel like I need to finish the book for this to be a full reading vlog. I also underestimated how like I would not be able to read after I got my eyes dilated. That was the first time I've ever gotten my eyes dilated. I've always had perfect vision. Yeah. And I still do. I just wanted to get my eyes checked because I literally have like never gone to get my eyes checked except for like years ago, like maybe in the beginning of high school. I haven't gone since, so I wanted to make sure everything was good. And it was, but I opted in to get my eyes dilated because I wanted to make sure that everything got checked out and was good to go. And I mean, it was like fine otherwise. I just like, I don't know, you guys have probably gotten your eyes dilated before, but from like here to like here was pretty blurry. Everything like beyond that was perfectly fine, but you know, me trying to check my phone every minute, and I was listening to the audiobook and I was like, wait, what did they say? Like, who are they talking about? Because I kind of spaced out for a minute. So I went to go pick up the book and I was like, oh, I can't read this. So I had to wait for like an hour, and then yeah, we just like cleaned up a little bit. But my mom her plane does land in a second, so we're gonna go pick her up. And then, did I already say we're going to eat at Texas Roadhouse, which I'm very excited about. I love Texas Roadhouse. If you've never gone and you have one near you, I mean, you probably have gone if you have one near you, but if for some reason you haven't, please go get the rolls. That's it. That's my favorite part of it. The entrees, I'm kind of like, whatever about, but the rolls, and then I always get their like strawberry lemonade or whatever like version. Maybe it's like raspberry lemonade, something like that, but that's my favorite from them. So that is what we're gonna do for the rest of the night. And tonight I'll probably get some more like reading done. I just don't think I'm gonna finish it. So I'll let you guys know tomorrow what my reading update is. TGIF, TGIF, TGIF. Okay. I never know how to like end these clips. I could probably like explain to you guys this book. So I don't know, I was dilated, so I could not read what this said up close, but it has never been shipped by Alicia Thompson, who also wrote Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I think this cover is so cute. I love the purple. It is so cute. The purple, and then the window, what is this, a porthole? And just like all the contrasting colors. I think these types of covers, I'm not the biggest fan of having like characters, like cartoon characters of any types on covers. Sometimes it can be done well, but not the biggest fan, but I do like the contrasting colors, so that's nice. This is, let's just read the top. It says, a band reunion may be enough to change two musicians' tune on love in this electric romance. Friends to lovers tension is absolutely sublime, with a yearning so soul deep. So we have Micah, we have John. Seems like they're on board of a ship. I don't know, I think I picked it out because I recognized the author's name, and I also really liked the cover. Has he been like yearning for her for so long? Oh, I hope so. I hope there's like oh, that's gonna be good. I mean, yeah, it says with a yearning so soul deep, from Rachel Lynn Solomon. Ooh, okay. Wait, I'm actually so excited to read this. I'm so excited to get through a lot of the romances that Berkeley has sent me for the summertime. I'm so in my romance bag. Sad part is I'm gonna have to reach out to Berkeley Romance because unfortunately some of these pages are chopped, so I'm gonna reach out to them. Still, thank you Berkeley so much for sending me this book. I'm so excited about it. I just think if I'm gonna I don't know if I'm gonna miss any important parts of the story with parts of the pages. It's like almost 10 pages that are chopped like that, so I'll reach out to them, get another copy, but that is never been shipped.
Okay. Update, we made it to Bucky's. We did stop at 7 Brew along the way, and I got a cinnamon roll latte. I would say out of 10. I'm rating it 7.5. It's a little sweet, but it's good. It does taste like a cinnamon roll. We'll update you on what I get at Bucky's. Maybe I'll get this music top.
Well, hello. It is a few days later, a couple of days later. I ended up finishing My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry on Saturday, and so this will be the kind of wrap up of the video, my thoughts and opinions about this book. I didn't film yesterday because it was Mother's Day, so happy belated Mother's Day. But yeah, my mom was in town, so I didn't film anything yesterday. I did start a few chapters into A Torch Against the Night, which is that second book in the An Ember in the Ashes series, but nothing worth filming for. I just wanted to give my final thoughts on this book by Fredrik Backman. It's now Monday. If I look burnt or red, I don't think I do. I don't think I burnt. I just sat out by the pool for my lunch, and I was reading like a book for work, and I really wanted to finish how far I had to get into it before I came back up here, because one thing is like if I'm motivated and I'm like in the middle of it, I was like, my phone is across the bench from me right now. Like I can finish this in one sitting, and I did, but at what cost? Because now I'm like, now I'm hot and I gotta walk to hot Pilates later, so think about me, pray for me. I did put on sunscreen, so that is my warning to you guys as you go into the summer season. Apply your sunscreen.
Anyways, my thoughts finally on this book. So I did end up looking up the like secret or fake language that they speak about, and apparently from what Google told me, it is Esperanto. Oh, I could be butchering that, but I have it pulled up. Esperanto is a constructed international auxiliary language, also known as Konglang, designed for global communication. So it is an actual language used by people to speak to each other, as languages do, which I think is very interesting. I ended up rating this book a 3.5 stars. So my least favorite Fredrik Backman book, unfortunately. However, I did really like the overall moral of this story. I thought that it was beautiful. I thought that the relationship between the granddaughter Elsa and her grandmother was so beautiful. I'm really sad that we didn't get more of the grandmother, unfortunately, in the book. But yes, I thought that that was beautiful. I thought that the relationships that Elsa built and had with her parents and like the development and the character growth that came from that, I liked how that was structured throughout the story. And surprisingly, one of my favorite characters was Britt Marie. I'm so intrigued with Britt Marie and her story. Fredrik Backman just has a way of like opening up doors to you, and you realize these things about these characters. Like, life is so complicated, people are complicated, and at the end of the day, you just never know. And so I for sure will be picking up the Britt Marie Was Here book, which is an interconnected kind of story to this book. They're both standalones, but you can read them individually at whatever time. But I'm very excited to get into that one. Her ending was pretty ambiguous, so yeah, I'm excited to get further into her story, and I hope that, you know, everything goes well for her. But yeah, I'm excited to get into her story. For what did not work for me is what I kind of just have been reiterating this entire video, is that fantasy world. I think because I just didn't go this story anticipating kind of a fantasy element, it threw me off, and I wasn't sure what mattered and what didn't matter in terms of like remembering, because it gets a little, how do you like describe it? It just got a little difficult following along with the fantasy story and all the elements, because it's all made up and it's from the perspective of an 8-year-old, and so it feels really messy and all over the place, which, you know, we're in the mind of an 8-year-old, so, you know, very valid. But there's like 6 different kingdoms, a 7th kingdom, there's different types of creatures and people that live in different ones and different stories, and like at the end of certain chapters and like, you know, whatever, it would come full circle, and things that happen in the fantasy world Elsa would realize, oh, this is connected to this real life situation. And, you know, it was good for like the overall moral of the story. I just think we spent a little too long in those fantasy moments that I would just like even forget about what even happened in the fantasy world by the time we got back to the real world. And so it just I couldn't really connect the dots in that sense. Maybe that's just me, but I kind of fell out of the story a bit with all the fantasy elements that Fredrik Backman was putting in there. I also thought that for an 8-year-old, I understand that she's different, she's unique. Elsa also has the internet, so she looks up a lot of stuff. She's very smart and intelligent. I still thought that a lot of this was maybe a little unrealistic for an 8-year-old to know and do. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just, she felt so mature and so much older, and I was like, there's just, I mean, maybe there's an 8-year-old out there that's like this, but I don't know. It just, that pulled me out of the story a couple of times too. Like the things that she would say or do, I was like, oh, would she do that? But then she would go back to acting like an 8-year-old and say something that an 8-year-old would totally say and do, and I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. So there were just a few things that I wasn't really clicking with, but overall I still really enjoyed it. It was definitely Fredrik Backman's writing, just a little bit different in terms of like the storytelling, but yeah, I still overall enjoyed it. 3.5 stars, that's not a bad rating in my opinion. And yes, now I'm excited to get into Britt Marie Was Here. So I am glad that I read this, because I feel like this gave me a really good preface into her story. I'm actually not sure if the book, I'm assuming Britt Marie Was Here follows her story after the events that happened in this book, I believe. That's kind of the notion that I got from reading her ending here. So that was that book. And then, like I said, I'm now starting A Torch Against the Night, so stay tuned on my Bookstagram to see what I think about that series. I kind of like devoured the first 2 chapters last night. They're very quick and easy chapters, but I'm so excited to get back into this series. After reading the first book, I'm like, I might increase what my rating was because I haven't really stopped thinking about it, and I'm very, very eager to get into the second book, and it's already starting off on a like really good pacing. Like it's pretty fast paced so far. So very good news there. It is now Monday of the next week, so we've officially spent an entire week together. No, I started this last Tuesday, almost an entire week together. So thank you guys so much for spending this last week with me. I hope you guys had fun. I know there wasn't too many like bookish things that we did, but I don't know. I think it was kind of fun to bring you guys along to the other various miscellaneous things that I did in my life this week. It was very busy. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.